Alrighty then, let's just continue. So, we'll ask Jack what he does with the rest of his night when he gets back, but Bacon, you're still scouting more finance stuff in the area you're planning to claim, I think, right? Or is that Jackalore? I think it
No,
was
it
you.
was me.
Okay. Vivian, you try to look in on Florin. She's still wearing the face that you were allowed to know about by Bobby. It looks like she's stuffed. Well, she's not necessarily in a closet. She just left in a room, tied up with multiple ropes, with two very big bruises covering her face. She seems unconscious.
Oh, well, that's nice. Can I identify this space?
I don't think you would have seen it before.
So it's not near the Elysium, then.
I mean, it might be you haven't been in every single building around there, but it's not one of the ones the gangrel necessarily use. You know, as a group, judging from what it looks like, it might be a garage of some kind, but it doesn't seem to currently have a car in it.
Well, here's the easy thing to do. Start looking through the gangrel. See if any of them are separated from the group.
Okay. You look through the gangrel. So there are two of them facing this woman while being happily trapped in cages, and she seems to be deeply amused, and the gangrel are looking up at her just with pure raw anger.
What the fuck's going on here?
They're in danger.
You look around. Yeah, it does look like there's more people. Give me a perception medicine roll at 8.
My medicine's only 1, right? Pretty sure. Yay, for having all the knowledges.
Okay. It's hard to tell the specifics through the clairvoyance side because the clothing obscures it to some extent, but you think the men behind the two women, you're pretty sure their hands aren't exactly the normal shape. Like, the bones might have been rearranged at some point. Broken, or perhaps by something more sinister. Let me fucking reveal on the map for you, so that you can finally see what has been on the GM layer since the start of the arc.
Aww.
I would like to remind you, you were supposed to give me an Auspex roll if they knew a lot.
They do not specifically know a lot about you, which is why they weren't attacking you while you were vulnerable, Mr. New Prince.
Okay. Alright then. Do I recognize the building or anything?
Nope. It looks like your generic, rundown experiment pit. Yeah, looks like a lot of old dried blood when you look more closely.
Well, it appears that I have found a Sabbat hideout. I'm not sure exactly where, but they currently have some of our gangrel. Ugh, that's annoying as fuck. God, nothing just ends, does it?
That's how I felt every day. Suicide's the only option.
Oh, there's a spot over there. Well, continue looking through the gangrel at the moment until further information comes up.
Okay.
And I, look at them longer. I can't do much about them.
Everyone else except Kenzia and Daniel are together. Kenzia is Kenzie is holding some sort of a ceremony for some of the Native American population of New Orleans. Looks like some sort of hoodoo.
Looks like she maybe just missed it.
Daniel?
I'll check on her if the other one doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Danielle?
Meanwhile, he seems to be just casually lying back on his bed in thought.
I'll go ahead and send a thought over to him. Danielle, were you part of Elysium today?
He snaps up on his bed and starts looking around.
I'm the prince, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
I would try to contact you in a more conventional manner, but it appears we got a lot of shit going down and need to try and handle it. So, were you part of the Elysium? Don't worry, you can just talk. I'll hear it.
Yes. But listen, I know the other 4 went crazy, but I'm fine, honest.
I presumed that with you not being part of what appears to be some kind of hunting pack.
2 cats seem to push the door open and just make their way over to him and start rubbing against his legs.
Okay, so I need to know, where did if you are still okay, where did the girl that started all this go?
Oh, she's in the garage. I thought it best not leave her with others.
Oh, good job. Thanks. All right. Well, if you don't mind, I'll make a stop along the way, and we can talk about things face to face.
I'd prefer that people didn't know where I sleep, actually.
No problem. In that case, do you mind bringing her over to the tower?
You see him glance at the clock and sigh. Okay, fine.
Thank you. I'll see you in a little while. I'll make sure they know you're coming by. Now I need to figure out what the fuck to do about the Sabbat. In fact, that's what I'm just going to do until something else happens with me. I'm just going to start trying to find out where the fuck those Sabbat are.
Okay. Assume you start spying on them.
Assume correctly.
Okay. You catch a wonderful scene of a big cage and people sort of opening the top and forcing a panicked mortal that's screaming and trying to escape towards the opening. As another vampire down in the cage is eagerly reaching his hands up to try and grab the mortal that's about to be tossed in.
I know, they're assholes. It's normal. Need to find some way to do shit about them. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Cue torture. Based on what you can see, it doesn't look like it's a insanely big base, but you're pretty sure there's somewhere between 3 and 5 vampires in there, and a group of mortals that are slowly being modified and more being recruited. And by recruited, I mean the ones that are already converted go out and grab more people.
Well, I know what's on next night's agenda. In fact, I know what's on my agenda very quickly. It's time to contact the government.
Okay. Which government?
The secret government that apparently knows about vampires. According to some notes being left in Elysium.
Ah, the Marine Corps. Did anyone ever tell you about the Marine Corps being a thing?
Yes, I was informed of it, although not the latest stunt of the note yet.
Okay,
No one managed to tell me about that. But we did have an inkling that the Marine Corps was where a bunch of hunters were.
okay. You would know the faces of the ones that escaped the attempt on Demi. Previously, you know about the bar, and I think Bobby went there for one of his downtime actions to track it, but apparently they were relatively civilized about not coming after vampires, but essentially you can recall enough descriptions to try and home in on someone who might know how to contact them.
Sweet, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to get together with them because we have a serious issue of some assholes in currently somewhere in that direction. Looking for more information, but there's some serious messed up fuckheads. Want to see about helping get rid of those?
Okay, their response to any voices in their head would be essentially, you know what, you're gonna have to meet us in person before we talk.
Gladly. Where?
They essentially give you a location tomorrow night. It's pretty close to the naval base, and it sounds, by at least the familiarity and what you can pick up from their surface thoughts, it sounds like a place they know well and would find easy to secure.
Fine by me. Okay. Anything else? I want to hand this off to somebody else.
Yeah,
So.
we can take over the night and switch over to the other two.
Okay.
Dracula, are you back?
I'll have Florin tomorrow, and I suppose the next session we'll just handle what happens right before the end of this night then. Okay.
Jackalor?
You there?
True to his character, doesn't give a fuck about authority.
Well, Bacon, what about you?
Tell us, what do you do the next night?
Well, after scouting possible business on the area, I would probably try to acquire them if it's on my budget.
Okay, so trying to switch over various businesses. Okay, how much of the night do you wish to spend on this? Well, we're gonna assume that people go to sleep and you can only spend the evening anyway, actually, since at some point everyone's just, why are you calling me at 2 a.m.?
Yeah, he would spend the entire available time on it.
Okay.
Later, he would try to hunt.
Okay. So you are doing that, following leads. And of course, hunting. At some point, Andy calls you and essentially tells you that if you want to make inquiries, maybe you should get the businesses that other Venture already own in the area. Since he assumes it is either you, or Constantine, or the Anarch fuck.
Yeah, that's well, the Venture in the area. It's basically Andy the Venture in the area.
Well, and Billy, but Billy owns like only a couple of places.
Yeah, it's only Andy in the area.
Well, your Primogen's like, bitch, get off my turf, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, competition is good for the market, right?
He gives you a
yeah.
list of businesses and tells you that these I consider my domain. The rest, have fun.
Yeah, that's very useful. I would try to look for what is not on the list and see what is available.
Okay. Yeah, you can essentially start the process of moving your resource where they'll be nice and safe.
I would also like to look around for see if there's any representatives of the oil company of Louisiana around in New Orleans.
You would probably need to go to the phone book for that, but yeah, there's probably some of that. I assume that that's something that gets moved through New Orleans as
Yeah,
far as
there's
transit goes.
A lot of
there's
things get moved through New Orleans. It just becomes less so as time passes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I already researched, and the company uh, Louisiana Oil Gas Association was created on the early 1900s, so
Okay.
they should still be around.
Sure. You can find a representative and try and arrange a meeting. What are you trying to do? See if you can get a sizable amount of shares?
I think I still don't have the resources. I would just want to uh, be aware of these numbers and get the contacts for when I'm ready.
Well, essentially, if you're selling your other businesses of in wherever you come from, then you would have the resources. So, because you would just be moving it from one venture to another instead of trying to expand into something new.
Yeah, we would try to talk with him and get to see if we can get any acquisitions on the company.
Okay, sure. It's probably gonna take a couple of days, but you can certainly start buying up stocks if you wish.
Yep. Now I'm beginning to be an oil baron. Step one.
That'll take a while.
Yeah.
Especially because of the laws that are still pretty heavily enforced at the moment.
Wait, there's laws in the United
Yeah,
States
because
about oil?
of Rockefeller, he got super rich and people noticed, and they started making a bunch of laws against for oil particularly on exactly how much you can do and shit. So
That's why the oil should be controlled by the state.
Isn't that kind of against your thing? Because you're supposed. I think your character
Yeah.
wants to be the one that controls the oil.
Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, he's totally. Yep, I want to be like Rockefeller. He's a cool guy. I admire him.
should be want to be like Rockefeller, richest guy in the world
Okay.
at one point.
So Demi's asleep. Bacon is trying to get into oil. And Jackalor is still away.
I think so.
Okay. Then on the previous night towards morning, you do get flooring delivered to you.
Thank you very much. I'll make sure to keep watch over what's going on with her.
They just kind of bring her up in the elevator, Dougal and Daniel, with Daniel carrying her.
Thanks, Daniel.
Just
All right.
park her on the floor in your office or something.
That's fine. It's exactly where I want her. Although I presume I also took the other torpid bodies over and put them somewhere else.
So you're not leaving him to face the morning sun there?
No. No, I'm not. got some shit to do. Most of that's gonna just have to wait for tomorrow night, though, where I'm gonna have a wake-up spree.
Okay, so essentially you want to talk with Florin come next night when she's hopefully conscious.
Oh no, I'm gonna perform an experiment, but it's after Daniel leaves.
Okay.
Thanking him for his cooperation and everything. Check if he needs help with anything. If he's worried about anything besides
Well, de-zombifying the rest of my clan would be nice.
I know for a fact they should be coming down from that anytime now.
Okay.
It is temporary. It's nothing that'll last. They should be fine by tomorrow night. And in fact, should be about over with it by now.
Google is meanwhile carefully watching the sleeping demon.
All right, Dougal. Don't do anything unless something seems to have gone very wrong, please. But maybe just stay outside the door. We really don't want this to go horribly.
I
I know, Dougal. Thank you.
No, Vivian, I'm not gonna go. That guy, he told me what this thing is capable of. I'm not leaving you alone with it.
Vivian's just gonna go and give Dougal a hug. Thanks, Dougal. Alright, well, let's see if this'll work. I'm gonna give Lauren some of my blood.
How much?
I'll go ahead and give, like, how much do I got on me? I'll give 3.
Okay. Okay. In that case, you see all of her wounds immediately vanish, and her eyes snap open and lock on you.
Hi, Florin.
You're actually seeing? Well, do you have Auspex active is the question.
Passively? Totally.
Okay, give me a perception awareness test. We'll call it a 4.
Awareness. My awareness is, as usual, lower than my alertness. Always makes me sad.
Okay.
I am very aware, yes. Very aware.
You can practically feel the murderous power, the dark curse of God's wrath pouring through her aura and bringing her darker side closer to the surface as you refuel her reserves of divine energies.
God bless.
Cool. I didn't know that would happen. Cool experiment.
Well, stretches in her bones. Kinky.
Oh, oops. Sorry, I just wanted to see if that would wake you up. Didn't mean to keep those on. Are they rope or metal?
They're whatever he could find. There's a power cable, 2 belts, a coil of rope.
Wow, I just had the most interesting of ideas. I am tempted to go with it.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Do I go for this?
Do it.
Fuck. Okay. She's just gonna start profusely apologizing while using her very sharp fangs to just rip them apart.
I think you might have broken Dougal with that.
It's kind of kawaii, I'm not gonna lie.
Are you genuinely?
I'm so sorry. I completely
Okay.
I completely forgot all about these bugs on you.
She
All
brushes
right, are you good,
herself
Florin?
off and stands up, stretches. Ah, that gangrel. He was a gangrel, wasn't he? Very rude.
Yes, he was.
Who the fuck hits a lady? Who the fuck does that? These times, I tell you, no respect.
So Vivian's gonna go and sit down behind the desk. Okay, so a lot of shit's been happening, and a lot of it's on my plate. You wanted to see about talking together, right?
Yeah, I would really like for your people to stop trying to kill me. It's getting annoying.
My people would very much appreciate it if you stopped getting them to try and kill others of their people.
See, that's where we run into a conflict of interests.
Yep, I know.
I kind of need Halfdan to die. Horribly, if possible.
Why do you need Halfdan to die? I know he's been an asshole about all of this, but you know he's my friend.
I will settle for years and years of torment.
Oh, but we need him in working condition as well. He is a fairly important part of our little society here.
She just shrugs. Should have thought of that before he was a cunt to me.
Florin, Vivian's gonna get up for a moment, walk around,
Look out the window like an asshole.
goes up to Florin and gives her a hug. Florin, I'm sorry. I know he's been a real douchebag at the moment. Walks back around. Is there any way we can try and resolve this without people getting hurt?
Well, I really don't have any problem with the rest of you. This is, as far as I'm concerned, between me and Halfdan. The rest of you are just getting in the middle of it.
But from everyone else's perceptions, you've been causing a lot of issues on our side. And it seemed to come from nowhere to most of them, but I understand what happened.
Yeah. You know, funnily enough, those claw marks were kind of hard to heal. And when people started coming after me, I kind of had to harvest a great deal of power very quickly.
Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't in charge at that point. That's only been the last couple nights.
So for all that, Halfdan didn't even manage to become the prince after everything he tossed away for it. That piece of shit.
Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Okay, well, mind if we just talk for a little bit and see if we can try and come to some kind of agreement that would be manageable? We're about to have a lot of issues come about too. The higher ups with an Archon are coming by. That one asshole who tried to I don't know, hurt you, from my understanding, at that one meeting you went to. Yeah, he's currently under investigation by his own people. Probably going to be sent off to Vienna.
I have a solution. Halfdan becomes my thrall for 5 years. I don't kill him, I don't put him in a situation with the intention of trying to get him killed, and he gets to make it up to me, and I get to play with him. As long as it doesn't leave too permanent a mark.
That's a fitting
Will
punishment
this
for
will
making
this
him work.
leave anything that could be found on him that would, you know, lead others to know about this connection?
She shrugs. I don't know.
At the very least, can we delay this until after the Archon comes by?
How long
The
would that
Archon's
take?
really not gonna like that. Probably. If you make a way to contact each other, we can see about making sure whenever it happens. But they usually don't stay around for more than like a week or two.
Okay. I expect you to check in with me every night then. Just speak my name.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
If I
In the
don't
meantime,
hear from you for 2 nights in a row, I'm gonna start looking for Halfdan again. Fair warning.
Okay.
Understandable. Is there a different way you can be contacted, just in case I end up being out of reach? There's a lot going on. I might end up having to go to sleep for a while.
During the day, you mean?
If one of us gets harmed enough, we are forced into something we call torpor. This can lead to at least a few days in most of my cases, although I've gone up to a month or so before as well, where we just don't wake up until then, barring some exclusive circumstances.
She sighs. There's a mortal who you can call, but other than that, I can hear it when people speak my name. It doesn't matter if it's a vampire or someone with some kind of power or just a mortal, I can always hear it. Eventually, you might need to call me 3 or 4 times, but I'll eventually hear you.
Alright, in that case, Dougal, if I end up in torpor, just make sure to call out Florin's name, okay? That way she'll know that what's going on.
Florin kind of turns around and smiles at Dougal. Dougal clenches his sword.
This is important, Dougal.
He slowly nods.
Thank you.
Demi, do you think you're in
Okay.
danger?
Ha! Do I have a choice?
Well, you cannot be bound into a pact without choosing it of your own free will. You have to say yes, and it can be mind control out of you. Now, it can be the kind of thing where, yes, I will serve you as long as you stop torturing me, give me back my spleen, but it has to be of your free will.
I think I wouldn't.
Well, then you'll be perfectly fine, right?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, Debbie. This is your arc.
Yep.
It doesn't
I
help that.
I tried to make sure she wouldn't put it to death. 5 years as a thrall, not the worst thing.
Look, I'll say it like this. This is the 3rd time I was stopped from being a hero. If people just gave me the chance, I could fix everything.
I love how you think how to fix everything.
Look, all I have to do is actually try and not be a cuck, okay?
Well, thank you, Florin, for talking to me and coming to a fairly reasonable agreement. Besides that, the only thing I'm really worried about is the Archon trying to find you and your people.
My
I'm not sure what you can do about that, but
people? Oh, you mean the cat? I mean the trolls.
whatever you call them. Just your presence in general. Although I am a little worried about that cattle misstep, but
Especially with her
maybe.
wanting to make them into one.
Look, she promised not to, try and harm him too much while under thraldom, and he's not even going to be particularly, it's 5 years. He's had centuries. 5 years isn't that bad.
I'm not afraid of the physical damage. I just like to tell you that.
Demi, the way this has a good chance of working out is that you're probably gonna be free as Halfdan for the rest of this arc, but the next downtime, the next arc, and possibly part of the next downtime, you're gonna be her bitch.
I don't wanna be a bitch.
I hate to tell you this, I think you're going to be a bitch.
Fuck you.
And this is why you don't get involved with demons. It always ends one of two or three
I look at
ways.
this as one of, this is why you don't go and fuck a bitch and then ditch a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I do it every day, except this one was kind of longer.
You made her believe that you were different. You gave her hope and you snatched it away.
So yeah,
Welcome to the
just-
real world, honey.
yeah, just so you know, to be a bit on the down low on that. Besides that, well, we have a lot of issues if you want to help out, but I don't think most people would appreciate such a stance. So, well,
And I also don't really have that many spare bodies lying around in case this one gets killed.
yeah. I had a feeling that killing the body wouldn't do anything.
Well, it would make me extremely annoyed, but I do
Yeah.
have ways around that.
Okay, well, it was good to see you again, even if the circumstances really aren't what I'd like. Is there a point where there would be better circumstances? I hope there are. Well, in the meantime, we'll just try and stay out of each other's way. I'll make sure that there's no more hunting parties for you and such things like that.
Yeah, that park, the one I burned down, I kind of told everyone there that I was a powerful mage, and I kind of mind controlled them into attacking Halfdan. You might want to talk to those people, they might be upset, mad, looking for blood, and I would hate to have to kill them when they come after me.
Yep, no, I already expected that. I'm actually a little surprised you went with mage there. Oh well.
Huh. Drugs. Seemed like a likely lie.
Yep, I'll make sure no one's going and forming some kind of hunting party here. Especially with this being handled at this point.
Dougal seems deeply disappointed at the news that killing her body wouldn't stop her. You saw him wilt a little back at the wall there when he heard that.
I think she also did state she doesn't have infinite bodies, so she can be killed eventually.
Good luck with that. But yeah, okay. Well, have a good day. I need to get to sleep soon. Trying to get really early? Late for me. Whatever. Have a good day, Florin. There's some asshole vampires somewhere in the city. You see them. Well, they'll probably be torturing, killing, raping, pillaging, shit like that, probably.
Oh. I thought your people weren't over the river.
We're not.
Okay. So that's them over there. No.
They're over the river. Thank you for the information. Need to get those fuck out of here.
You could always just ask.
I already told her if she was willing to help with stuff, that would be cool.
Oh no,
but at the
I meant
moment-
ask the Sabbat to leave.
Oh,
please
thank
leave
you
this?
for that plan. That's amazing.
Florin
All right.
gets up and starts walking out.
Bye, Florin.
I think at this point it's probably just Dougal up here.
Probably.
He kind of looks towards the door, looks at you, unsure as to whether to follow her.
If she tries something, we're not going to be able to stop it. Don't worry about it.
Let's see, does she have investigation? Florin spends the next half hour carving her initials into Halfdan's chest.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Property
I wasn't hiding him.
of... Property of F. Gives you a kiss on the cheek before she leaves, pats you. There you go. All mine.
I already
Anywhere.
explained the situation to her. She doesn't have a reason to take him right now.
Yeah, she just leaves him there. She just marked him for later.
See, Debbie, this is how things go when you know how to do shit.
Fuck you.
All right. Anyone else have anything to do, or is it the end of the session? I mean, if Jack's around, that'd be
Jack
nice.
isn't.
He died.
Apparently, he died.
You know,
Yeah.
He's offline.
are you actually gonna try and contact the Sabbat?
No, not right now,
Uh-huh.
because I'm going to first be contacting hunters and such, and once I'm ready to begin an assault, I'll go and contact them.
To ask them to leave nicely?
Yes.
Okay.
You never know. It could work. But if it doesn't, the hammer comes down.
I mean, remember when we were Sabbath? Would we leave?
It depends. If they offered enough stuff in the, exchange, but that was also a very different Sabbat from what they are dealing with.
Okay, so, Demi, what has Halfdan learned?
Ejaculate and evacuate after 40 years isn't a valuable plan.
It doesn't work anymore at that point.
You should leave after the first night, not the 1200 night.
Well, you know how it goes. It's like the good of the first. It's like a cookie, You eat one, but it's just too good. You gotta take another one, and then you get fat.
And then you die of diabetes. Yeah.
I mean, my version of that would have been one pizza, but that's me.
I like cookies.
Okay,
Cookies are good.
Vivian, what has Vivian learned?
Vivian has learned that. Let me actually think for just one quick moment. Particularly, she talked a whole shit ton. People were willing to acquiesce, but that's something that she already knew. Oh, I actually know exactly what she learned. She learned that giving blood to demons supercharges them.
Well, it seemed to essentially refill her tank.
That's what I meant. Yes, as I said, supercharge them. She doesn't know that how it is. She just knows that holy shit, that felt impressive.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lesson she learned. Yay for experimentation.
Sorry to break into though, but didn't we agree to not do lessons learned like that? It was supposed to be more character driven rather than just pure information.
It was.
Oh yeah, that
We
is.
ha- we
That's because
have-
of the elder stuff.
We have a little more time, so we'll do another circle, and I have another question that's really appropriate. Bacon, what
Okay.
has your character learned?
That the correct way of controlling a society is not with a strong figure, but is with a very weak and loved figure that can actually put the power around everybody.
Okay. So, Demi, why don't you
Yeah.
tell us something we don't know about Halfdan's personality and him as a character?
Huh. That's a question out of the blue.
Because we covered the usual stuff pretty well, tell us something we don't know. Or that hasn't been highlighted much.
Yeah, just give me a time because that's a really unexpected question.
Vivian?
Vivian, well, she doesn't show it often, but she actually has a pretty angry side to her. Nothing's been happening in front of her to try and, provoke it, but if people were to do some certain actions, she can be surprisingly hot-headed about it.
Okay. Wilfred? Or not Wilfred, Milford. Sorry.
I'm not get to show him a lot, but something that may surprise everybody that I'm at least trying to do with him is he's actually a decent person. He's not too high on humanity, but he at least tries to hold himself and be nice to the others.
Okay. Halfdan?
The only thing that I can kind of think of, though it kind of is still surface like, just like the character itself, but the thing that probably hits the most is, even though through his actions, I think the thing that's probably hitting Halfdan the most would just be a lot of regret. Regret for having this happen, regret for not knowing better, regret for simply getting people in danger and doing what he, thinks. I think he regrets for not being up to par in a way. And I
So
think
he
at the
wants
end,
to try sucking less, is what you're saying.
fuck you. I think what I also decided was that at the end, now when I was sort of coming into mist form, I think that after losing those two guys, everybody's going against me. I think I felt just the need of enough of, just basically through all that regret, just try and get up on your feet and deal with the problem yourself, like a real elder, you know?
That sounds like you might be heading towards a nature switch to Survivor. Because that's all about getting up again and again and again and keeping going.
Perhaps.
Okay then, I would recommend for the extra XP point to go to Demi. Both because his second question was, I think, answered the best, and because I feel sorry for him for how quickly everything went to shit all of a sudden.
If
I
only
don't
they
blame
let
you.
me be a hero.
If only they would let you.
I think that Halfdan is the character that he tries to do stuff, but everyone else gets just in his way and ignoring him.
I do not ignore Halfdan. I guarantee you of that.
Demi is not a person you can ignore with any character. He gets into too much
No.
trouble.
Not ignoring in this way, but just know he will just fuck up. Don't let him do that. He's probably going to be something stupid again in this way.
As if! He makes a great canary.
It's a good point.
Okay. So, thoughts, feedback, ideas?
I hate demons.
That was awesome, but I honestly felt like I was stealing the whole session. It made me feel a little bad.
No, you weren't stealing. The others did not have anything to do.
Yeah, if there's one thing that I'm sad about, the Jacklord did kind of disconnect. I'm sad that Jacklord didn't get enough show time.
Yeah.
I know. We tried. He just never
Yeah,
came back, or
Yeah,
something
he kind of
happened.
just died.
The moose got him.
I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed starting up some of these plans I got. I enjoyed. I think I handled the Ravnos quite a bit differently than a lot of people would have thought of. So, and I was very happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty happy with everything here.
So you were saying about demons, Demi.
I hate demons.
Why? They're fun!
Fuck you.
Just wait till 1999 or wherever it was that hell blew open, and instead of one demon or two running around the city, there's suddenly a whole court of them, and Florence sitting on the black throne as the tyrant of New Orleans.
Please end
I
it.
mean, why do you think I meta style really want a demon here that is, somewhat equitable?
Or, you fucking called him. Excuse me, Mr. fucking 8 on Path of Evil Revelations and still an atheist? Fuck you, I don't like demons.
I think
I don't
that
really
each-
like demons. I just accept that they are a pain in the fucking ass to try and deal with.
Well, I think me and Demi would never know exactly how a pain in the ass because we didn't read the books. Have no idea what a demon can do, besides that Ashmet was a cool guy.
Okay,
Truly, we're pure virgins here.
so who does the extra XP points go to in terms of NPCs?
Well, I have to say, Dougal! Dougal.
Okay, both or one?
2 Dougal points.
Okay, them.
I think one should go to Daniel, simply for being awesome and fucking knocking out a bitch out. And the other, I think the other one should go to Michelle, simply because I think now that she's kind of on an inner council, she's up there,
Okay. Ratu, Michelle, and a point to her. Bacon.
Michelle and Kurt. They are doing good. They are the hope of removing the current tyrant prince out of the city.
Dinner council sort of closes the blinds, asks Dougal to leave. Vivian, we're so sorry about this. It's the only way. You don't understand what you're doing.
I curse
Stab
you
24
for the
times.
next decade.
I just imagine
And New Orleans splits in two, east and west.
I just imagine the senator of the Anarch saying execute Order 66. And then the Anarch starts killing the Camarilla.
Kurt was an anarch all along, the longest of long cons.
But
Heckin' bamboozled.
I'll save my comments and everything for after the session because tons of things to say, but
Okay, you
I think
don't
we're
want it
wrapping
going
up.
on the recording. You know, especially since Jackalor isn't here and we only have 3 people here, I'm gonna assign 2 points from myself, and I think Florin needs more power.
I agree. Florin, you get the 2 points from the SD.
And I think she's gonna get a willpower point back for her nature of bon vivant, because she's just anticipating, salivating at the enjoyment she's gonna squeeze out of Halfdan.
Help.
I hope I get a fucking willpower point back. I had to spend it to help save people. Why do I have to be a good person?
You
should've
each
just
get
killed
a point of willpower. Demi gets 3 XP, you two get 2. And with the way plans are progressing, you might be getting a bonus point or 2 soon for major progress made in terms of managing your power base. Other than that, yeah, we can. Yeah, we're gonna end this in a second. And Emperor, we haven't seen the tribute video.
Yeah,
But-
we have to do that together.
But if
Wait,
you
there's
were,
a tribute video?
but if you were
Yes.
to upload it to YouTube, I might be moved to make it part of the description for this chapter. And with that, I'm gonna end the session here. Check the description, assholes.